Turn failure into success. Imagine success as a 10 rug ladder. 9 of the rugs are going to be failure, and only the 10th one will lead you to eventual success. But does that mean the first 9 were a waste of time? Absolutely not. Society has wrapped our perspective and trapped us in the illusion of safety. We have begun to believe that failure is a negative word, something to be avoided at all costs. We have been brainwashed into thinking that if we don't try, we can't fail. But not failing just means automatically succeed. It just means you are too afraid to try to succeed. Real success is ruggedly composed of 9 parts of failure, 1 part success. It's like the trap of iceberg that everyone can see while the actual mass of the iceberg stays submerged. In our case, the base of iceberg called success is actually the long-term effort that went into achieve it. The little failure you accumulated along the way and the persistency you showed when things went side away on the path to your goal. These are things people ignore when they talk about someone overnight success, but in doing so, they reinforce the false belief that success is easy and that failure is an anomaly. Because of this toxic attitude toward failure, so many of us are either afraid to go for our big dream or we are too ashamed to try again after our first few attempts. Counter initiative as is sound, failure is actually a sign of progress. If you can learn to reinterpret it as such, it will become your best friend and lead you to fulfillment of your greatest desire. So let's explore some of the way you can use failure to propel you towards your dream. Failure is natural. Failure is nothing but a normal part of learning process. When you are trying to change a habit or learning a new skill, you probably won't get everything right the first time. Say you are learning to play the piano. Chances are that you will make a lot of mistakes during the first few weeks and then slowly correct them either through self-assessment or feedback from an instructor. It takes time to create new connection in the brain. Let the old one fall away. Remembering this allow you to pattern with the process, and when you are patterned, you are far more likely or precise. Think of a baby learning to walk or speak. If the baby make a mistake, no other is there right mind would ever say, this child is such a failure. Why? Because failing is a natural part of learning. All through we remember the regularity of failure when you are dealing with children or when you are young ourselves. As we grow up, we begin to buy into the false idea the falling make us a failure. In reality, the failure process is the learning process. Failure equal feedback. Failure is feedback. It points other whether the strategy we are using is working or not. For example, if your math assignment come back with a bad grade, you can either look at it as failure or you can look at it an opportunity to learn where you went wrong. Maybe you realize that you need to study more or that you need to revise a particular concept, do more practice, question based on it. A helpful concept to remember here is the growth mindset, the belief that our abilities are not fixed, they can be improved with effort, time, practice, and the right resources. In the example above, if you feel that none of your own strategies are working, you may need to enlist the help of a friend who knows the subject more than you do. If that doesn't work, you will then ask your teacher to point out how you can get better at it. Failure as a signal. Sometimes failure means that you are not as invested in a goal as you would like to believe, and that is okay. This often happens when you are simply pursuing a goal because you see other people going after it and repaying great reward. Deep down, you may not really want those goals and reward, which may means that you aren't actually putting it enough effort to achieve them. Failure in this case become a priceless opportunity to ask yourself, am I really committed to this goal or just pursuing it for superficial reason? If the answer is the latter, you need to shift your goal. If, on the other hand, you find that you are on the right track toward your true dream, then failure is simply a test of strategy of your desire. Focus on your effort, not outcome. Measure your success by the effort you put in, not by the result you get. This prevents you from being discouraged by the lack of instant result, while the ensuring that will pursue in the pursuit of your goal. It also means that instead of fretting about the further, you will direct your energies into taking action, and action is the only thing that brings you closer to your dream. So if, for example, you participated in a school competition and didn't win the first time, don't despair. Try again next year. As long as you focus on improvement and learning, sooner or later you will accomplish your goal.